It's been a long time coming to kind of say that, but yeah, my girlfriend, she got me into astrology. We've been together since 2000. So yeah, December of 2019. Well, okay, so January 2020, and so yeah, like she's real big into astrology. And she was like, yeah, you're this and you got these placements here and this means that. And I'm like, man, this is real overwhelming and it doesn't make any lick of sense. And then I started seeing it.
Yeah.
That is the crazy part about it. I started seeing it. I was like, oh, shit.
For the sake of girls, too.
Yo, yeah. I was just about to say that. I was just about to say it's always some girl bringing astrology in. Because that's the same way I got into that shit. Yeah.
No,
some girl like,
well, you know what I'm saying, just to appease the.
No, because it's like, yeah, you're this.
There's always some girl involved, right?
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, when's your birthday? What time were you born?
You gotta go.
The thing is, you gotta figure out the right time and day you was born. To a lot of them, to like, you gotta figure out what their placements are, right? And then you gotta pick the right day and time and just lie and be like, yes, baby, we were fated.
No, oh my god. That's kind of what happened. That's kind of what happened. But like, yeah, because I didn't know.
There's something to it though, right? There's something to it, right? There's gotta be something to it.
No, so I personally believe that it is like, yes, there is the personality shit, right? But when you think about it, I feel like this is a simulation. Yeah. And not necessarily in the sense like it's not real. Okay. But I think we have certain paths that we have our disposition.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And our disposition is determined by the time and place we were born. And then the way everything else is interacting kind of dictates what's going to happen at some point in time, and it dictates our overall path in life in general, or your path, your role that you play in the grand scheme of things, kind of like Westworld, but not exactly like that. Okay. Where like they have these predetermined loops, right?
Yeah.
I feel like because we were given this path, and that's how that path is chosen. The path you get, basically, is what I feel. And I feel like the way the planets and like those are just the planets and stars and shit are just the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, yeah, I get it.
It's like in computers, it's like the logic gates, the transistors, the things like that. Like that's what the planets are that make certain things happen. That open up certain gates, close certain gates. Yeah. The yes, the no's, the maybes, the ones, the 0, the 1, the 2.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And when certain things line up, one thing goes through. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the lock and key type shit. Yeah. Shit like that.
And like, like really, like I do like to consider myself a pretty logical person, whatever. And I went to school for mechanical engineering. And so it's like, it's heavy math. And so they kind of taught us to base everything off of numbers. Like the world works based off of numbers, like equations and all this stuff. So I began to think like, okay, everything is an equation. Everything was an equation.
Everything can be broken down into an equation and it can be quantified. It can be. And once you understand mathematics in a philosophical way, you see it more that it's not just about numbers. These numbers are just placeholders for whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like patterns even more.
Exactly, it's basically patterns. It's keeping track of patterns. Yeah. Yeah, that's at least that's what I feel. Whenever there's this playlist on YouTube, The Philosophy of Mathematics, Bertrand Russell.
Oh, I gotta listen to that. I gotta.
Yes. It's pretty good.
Cause that's crazy. Like for real.
Yeah, I love math, but philosophically, I love math. Conceptually, I love math. I was always good at math because I could understand it conceptually. Mm-hmm. So other things make sense. Obviously, once I got up there, and I went to college and shit. College, they don't give a fuck. They really, especially community college, they just pushing your ass through. A lot of times they just pushing you through. Oh, you just got to know this for the test. Right. And I would ask questions, and he would literally be like, "I'm not answering that right now. Ask me another time." And I'd be like, "I'm trying to understand what."
You're the professor,
right? And I would ask deeper questions. I remember specifically asking, "Why is it that explain to me conceptually why half an exponent meant a fraction, an exponent being a fraction, why that meant something else. I forgot. It's been a while. But like I remember that specifically, like that confusing the shit out of me. And I'm like, okay, so conceptually, like how does that work? Like why does that equal that? And he would just plug something in on the calculator and be like, see? And I'm like, no, that's not. And then I got a new teacher where I would ask her that same question and she broke that shit down to me. And mind you, I aced that class because she was answering those conceptual questions that I had.
Right.
And she was explaining that shit to me. And I aced that class because once I understood what's going on underneath, everything else came to me naturally.
Exactly.
I didn't like you can't tell me to memorize this stuff. Oh, this is what you do here. You got to do this here. You got to tell me why I got to do that.
Right, exactly.
Why should I do that? How does this relate to the end product where I'm trying to be?
Yeah, where does it?
You wouldn't explain that shit to me.
It has to be made relevant.
Yeah, you need to come full circle.
Right, or else there's no. It's like literally my brain is gonna it's not gonna anchor to my brain. Like I'm not gonna remember that shit.
Right. How do you dedicate it to memory? You know, if you're just trying to like pass a test.
Right.
You know, that's one thing a lot of these teachers that I've seen, I've come across, I've had. You know, they just want you to pass a test. But those teachers and really those like you go through life and like you find those people who are willing to take the time. You know, it's not just teachers.
To meet you where you at.
They'll meet you where you're at, and I am so grateful, so thankful for those people because they're the ones that really do. You know, they really do help you get to where you need to be.
Exactly, they actually are
they
helpful.
They are helpful, and you know, it takes more than just just answer, like, you know, just so I'm saying, like, just even answering a phone call means a lot. You know, you pay somebody a visit, you know, say they don't have time or whatever, but then they give you 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is great, thank you, because you know you didn't have to do this, but they did it anyway. I really appreciate those people, and I do know somebody, and like that was the reason why, like, I feel like I'm where I'm at right now is because I ran into somebody like that. And he.
What you mean where you're at now? Like mentally, or just art-wise?
Oh my God, everything. I'm talking like mentally, the way that I present my artwork, everything, really. The way that I feel about my artwork as well. His name is Corey. I think he's like, I think he's got his own printing business. He does a lot of. He's a big business owner.
Is this the dude that does your framing?
Yes.
Yo, shout out to Corey.
Shout out to Corey.
Corey does good work.
Seriously.
We finna plug him.
The mat on all your.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The shit out of him. Now you get a plug because
Corey Ackerman at Leroy Products or Leroy Production, Leroy Products.
Yeah, the way he framed your shit was amazing.
No, seriously. And so look, let me tell you about.
The prints are so vibrant.
They are. They look fantastic. Let me tell you about him and how I met Corey. Corey, seriously, he's the reason why I am what I am right now. Seriously.
I love that. I love people like that. I love those people that are like, what is it? Almost like a cornerstone person, but not necessarily the rosebud type shit.
That person for other people though too.
Right.
At the same time.
Right. I do. I would love to be that person.
But that's the thing. The thing is, once you meet somebody like that, and they do that, it's like the energy transfers.
Yeah. He took the time. He took the time. He was very patient with me, and he encouraged me. So I met him. So here's the thing. I was going to the East Atlanta Copy Center to get my prints made. Wait a minute. Did you tell me about the East? Did you tell me about the East Atlanta Copy? Or maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, so because I feel like because I know I was at Peter Street Station. There was something happening. I remember you were there that night.
I do remember that night.
There was, it was something, and
that's when we actually met in person.
That may have been.
That's the first time
was
because
it?
we knew each other. We were familiar on Instagram.
Yeah,
but we didn't know each other like that, and I think that's when the first time we saw each other in person.
Okay, that may have been it.
Yeah.
So right then and there, people like I think somebody was like it was going around like, okay, well I need to like do more with my artwork. I need to do something. and I need to put my artwork on something else. You know, I have these prints, and it's just not cutting it for me. Like I want more for myself. I don't know what it is that I want, but I know that I want,
it's
this.
not what you were presently doing.
Right. Because, I felt like maybe I had a vision, but it was like, okay, Stephen Lotus has to be this. I need to keep stepping it up. I'm always thinking like that. How do I always step it up every time? And so I was like, okay, well, dang, what am I going to do? So I went to my normal spot, the East Atlanta Copy Center off of Glenwood Avenue. And Marsh, I don't know if she's there now. She still might be, but she was printing all my artwork. And she was like trying to help me out. We were like struggling, I was trying to print on something like see-through, and we were just struggling. And then so Corey, he came in, like, because it's like this small, the building is small. He came in the door, then he like walked through the middle of it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So you guys could just like let people like walk through, like. And she was like, oh no, yeah, that's just Corey. He works with the owner. Da, da, da. I said, oh, okay, cool, great, yeah. Anyway, so we're trying to figure this out, and he walks back through, and then he's like, hey, so I overheard, you were wanting to print your artwork on some other mediums or whatever, and I was like, yeah, man, totally, but like, I feel like I'm pretty easy to talk to or easy to approach, so I feel like, okay, anybody's just going to say whatever to me, so I'm like, okay, but I'm always welcome to new ideas. And so he was like, yeah, man, I actually have a printing business, and we can do this and that and blah, 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 blah. Turns out his workshop was really close by my house. And his house actually was even closer to my. He ended up being one of my neighbors. Yeah, he was one of my neighbors. I could literally walk down the street, walk down the street to his house, and it was like weird. This is perfect. So I went over to his studio, and from there it was like, wow, like he hit me with like the biggest bomb of encouragement, and he saw my artwork. He said, oh man, you've got something special. I felt it. It was coming. It felt like it was coming from his heart. And I said, man, Corey, thank you. I really appreciate this and all this. And he's like, yeah, man, we're gonna get you right. We want you to sell your artwork for thousands of dollars and millions of dollars one day. You want to have this and that and do this. And so he was like, yeah, look, I know what to do, how to do it, and I'm going to set you up for success.
And it's crazy because now you're selling your artwork they're in the thousands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thousands of dollars.
It happened.
And
he wasn't lying.
Right.
He wasn't lying.
No, he was not lying. And he was not lying. He said, no, we're going to get you right. And I saw his shop, I saw his studio, and I said, man, I believe this guy, And so also, get this, he's black.
That's also a plus.
He's black in his 40s, and he, so I go, okay, I knew he wanted to help me out.
You kind of know when they really want to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I came back, I think like a week or two later, I gave him all the, the files and everything. He had my artwork printed out beautifully. I mean, on metal. And so this is we talked about different materials, and we went with the metal. We went with the aluminum, some special kind of aluminum. But like when you like look at the images at certain angles, it looks like it's glowing. And depending on how I did the colors and whatever, it turn it, it's like, wow, that's like glowing aluminum. So that's like that's why I call it glowing aluminum, because aluminum and the colors glow. But he framed them so nicely, and just professionally perfect. I said, this is like what my artwork can look like. Yeah. And it's so for me it kind of
set. Could be how presentation really ups your artwork.
It does.
It takes it to another level.
It helped me like get to a new standard for myself. And I think that was really important, because when you have
where your art could go, like
right,
it could be,
and when you have like a higher standard, you'll move different.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. At first, I was like, man, like, how the hell is this really? Is this real? Like, am I really gonna do this? And then it's happening. Is this really happening?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
I guess so.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And it was that anxiety. Honestly, it was that anxiety. Anxiety did come into play. But the thing is, Corey, he made me feel special. Where my artwork, like I could believe my art, and that it can do this. And so I had confidence. I was anxious, but I had a shield up, and I was able to just totally like get through it. And then boom, there we go. It ended up happening where I sold a piece. And so, when you sell a piece, it's like, oh man, you're on a high. And so I tried to, just ride that high as much as possible, and I did. Ended up going to another show, sold 2 more pieces. 2 more pieces.
What shows are these?
This was the next, so that first show was Chocolate and Art. So these were group shows.
Okay.
And so actually right now, I haven't been doing group shows. I haven't done a show in a long time. I kind of only want to stick to the solo shows right now. But that next show was the Art of Metanoia. And yeah, I got invited, I had to submit, and then I got chosen, which is great. I've always wanted to be part of Ariella's show, and boom, there we go. I'm in it. And I sold 2 pieces. Like, she had me displayed like on a really big wall. It looked amazing. And yeah, I sold 2 pieces, and that felt great. I said, wow, I can sell this stuff for this much money? Okay, so, all right. Well, this is normal now. This is what I should be doing. And then I said, okay, well, how do I step it up? What else am I going to do? And I started feeling like, what's my purpose? Am I just out here to just make money or what? Or just sell? Then I started, I guess, feeling like an artist. Like, what does this all mean? So I did go into a little slump. And then I tried my best to just, crank out different art, more art, whatever, something else. And for like a good, it almost felt like a year, almost like from like 20, because that was the summer of 2019 up until, like winter of 2020. I was real experimental. And I cranked out a lot of artwork. A lot of it I honestly did not really care for, but it was more of like just how do I, experiment, like what do I...
Experimenting, getting it out.
I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And so, after that, got out of that slump, I started, producing artwork more of like what you see today. Mm-hmm. After that, like spring 2020 to up until now, it's like, wow. I really did. I felt like I got out of a slump. And I felt like I became closer to what I wanted to be. Closer to what I really want to be. And what I want to be, I'm not there yet. Can I say exactly what that is that I want to be? Not necessarily. But I do know that I want to go as far as possible. I want to get in my spaceship, and I want to go, so I will say this as far as like my inspiration. This is very important. Not necessarily my pieces, but kind of how I go about doing things and how I feel about them. I was when I was 6 years old. I remember seeing like this graffiti art.
Okay, so before you talk about my inspiration, you being 6, so bringing it back to Corey.
Oh, right? Corey.
Yeah, so how...
I'm going on and on.
No, you're good. Yeah, I like it. It was good. How did... You said that he basically changed your trajectory, basically.
Oh, yeah.
By just...
encouragement. He said that, Steven, you can be this kind of artist. You can be a superstar. You can make lots of money. You can make the best art that you can make.
What do your parents think about your art?
They love it.
Yeah.
They love it. I mean, they're on, like my mom. My mom is on Instagram, all the time. So she's like always hyping me up, on Instagram, whatever. My dad, he's always trying to hang my pieces up somewhere, Yeah, they love it. And so actually, my brother, he's an artist as well. He's gotten more into photography lately, and he does a lot of photography in LA, downtown or whatever. He's doing video shoots even now, and he's doing like special like photography. I don't know what he's doing, but he's getting paid for it, so I'm happy for him. And I have another brother. He's like 9, so we don't really.
Art as well?
I think he's kind of getting into it. He can draw very well. He can draw like I've seen him like draw like dragons and just like stuff like monsters, and they look like it's like amazing. Like a 9-year-old did this. That's wow. So I think that we all kind of have this artistic bug. So it's normal in the house.
Are your parents artistic at all?
Do
they collect art? I know you said your dad.
Yeah, I think. Well, I would say that my parents, they're not like the biggest art collectors, but they always have to have something hanging on the walls. There's always art hanging on the walls.
Do you think your environment that you grew up in inspired or kind of gave birth to your artistic bug? Or influenced it in any kind of way?
That I don't know. I the only thing I could really think of maybe is because my dad, he does videography, and so he would always that entails a lot like cinematography and photography and stuff like that. So he would always do like video shoots and whatever. So there was always a camera around me. I always wanted to pick up a camera and take pictures and stuff.
So what happened when you were 6?
So look, when I was 6, there's this graffiti artist. I think his name is Mr. Totem. That's it, Mr. Totem. And he probably still has like graffiti in Atlanta somewhere. But I know when I was 6, his stuff was all over the buildings. I remember, and it was real funky and futuristic and organic, and I just loved it. And it was like explosions of kind of almost like robotic, even like robotic parts. It was just like, wow, that's crazy awesome. And so I would draw. I would try to draw stuff like that. I also watched Toonami, back then. And so, whatever was on there, like Gundam Wing and Big O and Zoids and all that other shit. I love those shows. And so I was trying to draw, all that. And I've always loved Mr. Totem. And so that, as far as movement-wise, the chaotic movement, but still making the pieces more organic. I kind of had him in mind with that, and just going in that direction. Because I just love him so much and his artwork. Then also, I've always loved the Metroid series, like Metroid Prime, with Samus. I know not too many people play those games, like the Nintendo whatever, but I've always been a big fan of all the Metroid games. And so what she does, the main character Samus, she travels through the universe. She's a bounty hunter. And she's got her own ship.
When you talked about moving through space, I instantly thought of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop, yeah. I used to. Oh man.
Bounty hunters too.
I used to draw the ship and whatever, and Outlaw Star, that too. Yeah. So I want my own ship. I don't know. I just had a lot. I want my own ship. I want my own spacecraft of sorts.
Would your body your spaceship?
Say that again?
Would you consider your body your spaceship?
When I consider my body.
Your mind.
My mind, for now it is.
Or your being, I guess. Your existence.
For now, yeah. For now, like, this kind of upper region, my feeling too. So this part of me, yeah. This is my vessel right now. My vessel that I use. Yeah, but I do want an actual like a ship. Yeah. I want a ship. I want a 3D rendering, and then I want a real one. I want one I can just get in, like literally hop in, So one day, yeah, we're gonna look back at this conversation. Like, okay, yeah, did Steven get his ship yet? Yeah, it's sort of over there,
Yeah, it's over there.
Because I love that, the heads-up display, it's like that is what I want, and I want to like combine that like with the artwork, somehow like it's all about presentation. That's what Corey taught me. It's all about presentation and how do you show the art. And so yeah, I want to eventually make the artwork that much interactive, like that where you feel like you're a Voyager yourself and you're going through space and you see the artwork that I've made, but it's like, okay, this is what's happening in space. I see this and I'm traveling myself.
Those shooting stars, explosions.
Yeah, I want people to experience the artwork in that way. So that's like, I'm always trying to step it up. How can I do this, that, now?
So
that's
recently,
what I'm doing next.
Yeah, recently you transitioned into the NFT space, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Since I would say really since March of 21.
And it's been relatively successful.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah, he was pretty. Yes. Yeah, you're pretty successful. Yeah, in that space.
Yeah. So I've had. I have minted 4 pieces on Foundation. Since then, since I got invited in March of 21, and yeah, I sold all 4 of those. I've been part of shows, where we do like a launch, and then just like random like people like, oh, I want to get into NFTs. Like what can I do this or whatever? Yeah, you can buy one of my NFTs. Sure, why not? People like requesting them, and it's just. And I'm also finding like it's kind of like who you know too.
Yeah. Like
because it's so early on.
Yeah. It's
like, okay, well, who's gonna buy this? Who's gonna do this? And so, yeah, I feel like I've gotten lucky because I don't know how really I'm doing it. I just think like, yeah, I'm real fortunate to have sold these NFTs like so early on too. And I just did a launch yesterday, actually.
Right. Your show was yesterday.
Yes, my show was yesterday with Quali Gallery, Christian's whole gallery.
Shout out to Quali.
Yeah. So I did a launch last night, and so but this is different too because this was an in-person show. I haven't had an in-person show in maybe a year and a half, something like that. Yeah. And then not only that, but we're introducing a new concept, which is the NFTs.
Yeah, that's what you saying that you want people to actually experience your art and like go through it and see it. That's what made me make that connection to NFTs because that's that entire world is what is, and not just the NFT part, but that entire world that NFTs are attached to or move about within is the metaverse, right?
Yeah, the metaverse.
So I feel like your dream will come into fruition very soon.
Well, thank you for that. But yeah, I think so. I agree because it's like, okay, well, what's next?
Especially since you've already gained a following in that space already.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, because I feel like I didn't even have a choice. I have to do NFTs. People are like, man, your artwork is perfect for NFTs, and this and that. All these people are just like, NFT this, NFT that, but then I'm going through it and I'm like, man, anybody can kind of do NFTs. It's just, I guess, because it's like
I'm glad somebody in the space can finally just say that.
Yeah, because it's like all
a lot of
these
people don't want
nerds.
to just admit that shit out loud.
All these nerds, they like space and stuff. They're like, oh, they're already like, into technology, and that's why they're like, oh man, do this NFT. Okay, but I mean, anybody can do NFT. And it was whatever. I'm a nerd too, so I can say that.
Exactly. Exactly. I know you're really into that shit, so you can say
Oh, sorry,
that just out loud. A lot of people don't want to admit
They don't.
that it's you know, and I get it because you want to create this kind of importance around it. And I'm not saying it's not important. It is important.
Right.
It isn't conceptually. NFTs are important, especially because they have royalties on the NFTs.
Yes.
Possible, and I feel like that's important for us to show that it can be done because the entire argument in the real world is, you know, basically we're not going to do that, or it's not going to work, or it's not beneficial, or it's too much, it can't be done, blah 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 blah. But here you are having it in a space where it can be done, and this space. Only the currency is different. It's not. The concept can apply to the real world. So
right, exactly.
You know, and you see it happen.
Yeah, you see it happen.
Yeah.
You see it happen, and like this is I mean, it's the future. It's the future. And we haven't even gotten to the utility tokens, where you know, like artists, they can use they can take advantage of the NFTs in a different way, where they don't have to sell like their art, like fine art as an NFT. They don't have to do that. They can do like a utility token or like a ticket per se. Like people buy a ticket to come to your show. They can buy the NFT, and if they have the NFT that is verifiable, you know, because NFTs are non-fungible tokens. Right. That means that there's a signature linked to it, and nobody else can own it and whatever. So it's
can't be replaced.
It can't be replaced. Whatever it is, exactly what it is.
For it. It is what it is.
Right. Yeah. And so if you have a ticket to your show, basically, like for example, now, and that's the only ticket that you can have. You can only, like, that's it. It's now you've created like this exclusivity, based around that ticket in your show. And so, and if people don't have that, now they don't have access. So you can do it that way, and then people can trade that. They can trade that token, and then you get royalties off of that too.
Yeah, what's the difference between a utility token and just, you know, so, you know, I'm trying to dive into it and learn as much as I can. I don't know that much, but I know enough to know to get started. But like, so what's the difference between me like creating this utility token, right, and just, is that the only way you could sell these tickets, I guess, as an NFT?
I mean, not necessarily.
Like what is a utility token in relation to an NFT?
So I'll say this: they are physically the same thing. Well, physically, but they are the same thing.
They're the same thing.
Yeah, it's just that you use one for a different purpose. You know, so like your fine art, you'll price that higher. You'll do you know half an ETH for your piece. But then so like your tokens, it could be so you got to upload like an image or video or something. So you can have like a literal, like a token, a picture of a token, and then upload that, mint that, and then have it priced like a ticket price. And then people will buy that, and then you have to, people just have to like verify that they have this NFT.
This will give you access to like a show, like in the metaverse, or or even a real life physical show that you can show up to.
Yeah, and it actually could do that, and so.
But those tickets become almost art themselves, or
because
it's like this.
They become a collectible.
Right, a collectible, right?
Yeah, and so those.
That's basically what it's about. Is that the value in collecting these things.
Yes, the value in collecting these things for sure, and then also, if you're putting your money into cryptocurrency in general, it's an investment. Yeah. It's always an investment.
Just like how buying art in the real world is also an investment.
Yeah, it's
the same thing, just in a different space.
It is, yeah, in a different space.
It's kind of like saving a guitar pick from a fucking concert and somebody threw that out in.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's like that.
Because that shit is so ridiculous. So
it'll sell a lot.
For
sure.
The way the whole NFT space, the concept, the whole we're selling monkey pictures for thousands of dollars is nothing new from what we have been doing collectively as a society. We would literally buy a fucking guitar pick off eBay for thousands of dollars just because of who had it, who originally owned it.
Right.
That's the same thing with art. That's the same thing with NFTs. That's the same thing with just that concept is nothing new. So I get where some people are coming from when they speak on it, and I get where. I get both sides of it. It's nothing different. We've been doing this.
Yeah, it's really nothing different.
It's the same as anything else we choose to put value on and we buy in the real world.
Right, and his history repeats itself.
Right.
And so this is just how it's repeating itself now.
Yeah.
But you'll see a lot more people, in the future. I mean, like really, I would say even like at the end of the year, way more people are going to learn about NFTs. They're going to really fully understand it. And then we will see more of these utility tokens. And if you look like right now, like you just in cryptocurrency in general, there's a lot of these cryptocurrencies that actually do something, that have a real like service or like something that they actually do, and you have to like pay such an X amount of Ethereum to perform this action.
That's interesting.
Right, and so that's actually how a lot of the cryptocurrencies work. Even
that way that gives it a purpose.
They do,
And that also sets it apart from the thousands of other, or the hundreds. I don't know if it's in the thousands, but there's a lot of other cryptocurrencies that are. I feel like there's a new one every damn day.
Yeah, and they're all useful for the most part. Yeah, they're all useful. There's some projects that they might just be like a get rich quick scheme, for some, but a lot of them like are actually have value.
Yeah.
Like if you're big into like computer science and you know how to program and code and stuff like that, more than likely you have been in a space where you might need to perform an action where you do need to utilize a cryptocurrency to make something happen. Say like if you're doing like financial tech or fintech, then you would need to program, say like a wallet and how that transfers money. Then you would have to program the wallet to do XYZ and open up an account here, do that, and whatever, transfer money. But that's kind of where that goes into play, and they will use those cryptocurrencies to perform those actions like within that wallet.
And so that action would inherently be built into the cryptocurrency to perform once you exchange it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you've got that side of things, but then you've got the NFTs that are, so it's like you've got those cryptocurrencies, the utility coins, whatever, and then you've got these tokens. So the tokens, you can give them purpose, or you cannot give them purpose. You can sell an NFT and say that this represents this art, and let it be that. Or this NFT represents these collectibles, and let that be that.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like how you make it, how you present it.
And I think that's interesting because it just leaves it up to, it leaves it so open. And like anything is really possible, and it's going to be interesting to see what many people do after we get out of this hump of learning what NFTs are. Kind of like how when social media was coming about, and you had all those first ones, and then none of those are around now. But like you had the ones that are successful now were the ones that were learning what was going on and kind of like saw the concept, and because it was such an open thing. And fine tune it, adjust it, and made it into this like much bigger thing. Yeah. And that's what I'm excited for, is to see where, because it has so much potential, because it is such an open thing that it could literally be anything. It could literally, and that's the pressure. That's the pressure as an artist, and that's probably why I haven't gotten into it as much, because I'm waiting for something to do something that will set me apart from what everybody else is already doing.
Oh, I see.
And that's why I want to learn more before I dive into. I want to learn more because I'm the artist. I'm the creative. I'm the creative one. I'm the one that can create these new things or come up with these new ideas. And I feel like once I learn I can't rely on somebody else, even somebody who is a programmer. Or somebody who's into computer science couldn't think, because there's levels to it.
There's
levels to it.
There's too many levels.
Yeah, there are too many, and
Oh
that's
my
my
God.
problem. That's my problem. But like from the artistic standpoint, it's like I have this artistic lens, and I want, if I could put that lens on top of a computer science or programming engineering type of lens that I already
Yeah.
like, you see what I'm saying? Like it'll just, whatever will shine through will be something amazing. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to do, is equip myself with both of those lenses. And obviously I can't get that first lens, the computer science. I can get some of it because, you know, even though I have the ability to like learn and understand things, there's a difference between going to school for 10 years for something and just learning shit off the internet.
That's right.
Like dedicating your life and time to something versus a hobby. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
versus
saying?
a hobby,
So
right.
that lens can only be so effective, but I at least want a little bit of a glare or something to kind of like give me the understanding enough to where I can have like put on that artistic lens and have something amazing like shine through.
Oh, I
Something different.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. I believe that you are very close to that. I think that, I mean, even this year, I really think, even, you know what? I think that you could, like, by next week, you could have what you want. I really do.
I just gotta do
really
it. I just gotta do it. I just gotta focus on it and choose to do it. I know, man.
No, yeah, you just gotta
do it.
get over the hump, you know?
Yeah, I just gotta get over the hump and do it.
What you were saying, like, earlier, you were like, okay, you know, I gotta, you go on autopilot or whatever.
Yeah.
Boom.
Just get in that motherfucker.
Just,
Ain't no other way.
Yeah,
I
there's
always
really.
like to say that focus is the real talent.
The focus is the.
that
we
is.
talk about
Yeah,
that.
we always.
Focus
Yeah,
is-
you
is
always
the
say
real
that.
talent.
Focus.
Yeah,
is the real
focus.
talent.
Seriously.
Oh God, people who can focus.
If you just focus, that's it. Really, all you gotta do is focus.
But the thing is, just like the people with so much power be the ones that have the hardest time focusing sometimes.
Oh yeah.
The ones that are actually successful are the ones that have the balance, the good balance of both of those.
Yeah,
Like, I
I
feel
think
like
so.
sometimes when you have too much of
I just
one.
want to chime in right here that
What's
I'm
up?
happiest when I'm focused and I'm unhappiest when I'm unfocused and I'm like in bad relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's usually like kind of like a bad relationship or something like that that
Oh.
makes me unfocused and unhappy. And I've thought about this shit, that even like the most like fucking conquest, like fucking empire driven like mind, state of mind, fucking Napoleon, motherfucking. I heard this shit the other day. Like even imagine fucking taking over and conquering fucking different fucking nations and peoples and shit. And then you get distracted by a girl or something.
Even
you know?
48 Laws of Power.
Oh.
Yeah, you told me.
No,
that
the art of
story.
seduction. The art of
You
seduction.
were telling me that fucking story.
Yeah, the
about
art of
fucking
seduction. That's in the art of
Napoleon.
seduction.
I'm like, man,
Yeah.
like.
Wow.
So focus. I mean, you could be fucking top, fucking on your A game, talented as fuck, or fucking at least devious, or fucking
Got this drive. Right?
tyrannical as fuck, but with that drive, right? Whatever, for good or for evil or whatever. But it's like you lose focus, like you ain't really shit.
Wow.
That's the great equalizer, losing focus.
Right.
Seriously.
Focus. Yeah, that's that thing that anchors you. Is that focus. You
Oh my God.
You can be the most talented person in the world, but if you do not have that work ethic, that shit. For what?
The focus.
Oh my God.
For
You know what?
Focus.
Okay, I'm gonna, from this whole conversation, focus. I'm going to keep that in mind. Watch. You know
Focus
what?
is the talent, bro.
That's-
Get
look.
that shit
Focus
tattooed
is the
today.
real talent. Goddamn.
Oh my God. You know
Get
what?
the tattooers in here.
Yo, she got it tatted. Show the
Wait, what?
camera. Show
Wait.
the camera. Look, I tattooed that on her
Focus,
actually.
yeah.
Get that focus and focus.
Yeah, focus on that focus. All right, yo. I think this is a good place to stop. I'm glad I
Yeah.
had you on here because we definitely could go, I'm sure, for another hour of just talking.
we could.
But I want to get these people out of here. I know
Yeah.
everybody got shit to do.
Oh yeah,
Everybody got
yeah.
shit to
It's
do.
probably like it's probably late, you know.
Yeah, this
But
guy's
hey.
getting. Well, no, I think we're right on time because you know I
Alright.
scheduled 3 hours for this.
Oh snap!
Yeah, we're right on time.
Look at that, right on time. Ouch.
Yeah, I know, yo, you be slapping your legs hard as fuck. I be like, God damn, God.
Don't do that.
That's why you was complaining about your knees earlier. Goddamn, you slapped them hoes too hard.
I slap them way too hard, like yeah.
The emphasis though is like you can't replace that type of emphasis on something.
really-
When you slap your knee, yeah,
slap
yeah.
them, dude.
Literally a knee slapper.
Yeah, no, literally.
Oh shit.
All right,
All right, Steven, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I am.
Yeah, no,
so
we definitely
happy
have to
that
do
we
this
did
again because we had a good conversation. It definitely went in good directions, and I know we can have multiple. And the point is to have these, more than one. This isn't just going to be your only episode.
Yeah.
Or your only time coming in, if you're open to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was good.
Come on.
It's gonna be technology talks with Am friends and.
Yeah, I do want to pick your brain some more. I'll probably do that later on off camera, or I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Like later.
Yeah. Hey, why not?
And talk to you some more about some of my ideas that I want to move forward, and maybe we can. Be a lens for each other.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and actually, I have an idea, something that I do want to work on, and maybe it's something that you could also do.
Great, we can.
But yeah, we can talk about that. It's but I need to get it. I need to find that. Well, it's software based, but
Yeah.
I need to find that thing, the program to download, and what you need. But yeah.
I'm down, man. I'm open to it. I would love to, step my shit up,
Yeah.
I'm all about doing more than one thing, being in more than one space, having multiple. That's my damn problem. You want to do 5 things at once, but it's great because I'm going to do it.
Right, exactly.
I'm going to do it. I don't give a fuck. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, so.
All right, y'all.
All right, so.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Okay, peace. Peace to whichever camera. Peace out.